just to reach the first camp. 6 days to get halfway down, but on day 7, everything changed. Roman and Natalia had left early that morning for a flight, but returned too late. A deafening roar split open the cave's ceiling. Water crashed in without warning and flooded their base within minutes. They called the rest of the team through cable lines installed earlier, but no one listened properly. After hours of fighting current, he finally reached a dry section where water had diverted into another path. There was an anchor point, and for the first time since entering this nightmare, he could rest, breathe. Just minutes later, Jeff Wade appeared beside him, having followed silently behind all along. They were safe for now, but they still didn't know if Pavel's crew made it out alive. The water kept rising. If they waited too long, the entire tunnel would be underwater again. So Robbie and Jeff climbed higher, with each step feeling heavier than the last. After a grueling ascent, they reached camp at 1,900 meters deep and saw headlamps flicker in the distance. 5 Russian divers emerged from darkness, barely alive, but still breathing. They didn't celebrate yet, not until after 20 hours trapped underground, when they finally noticed water began to recede. Then it was time to climb again, with 4 more days of walking and climbing under freezing conditions before reaching sunlight once more. They'd survived, but barely. In 2001, he started posting blogs detailing his adventures with a mysterious cave. His first entry, March 23rd, "We went deep into a remote chamber and found something strange." He described crawling through tight passages to reach a narrow hole just inches wide, where wind howled constantly from beyond an unexplored chamber waiting to be discovered. But then things got weird. The howling grew louder. Now it was accompanied by deep rumbling, the kind you hear from trucks passing along mountain highways. Except this cave had no roads nearby, and when Ted and his friend B brought in their dog, a loyal companion who'd explored caves before, to test the tunnel beyond, something went wrong immediately. That night, while drilling near the opening, Ted heard another sound, something grinding deep within the cave walls. He told himself it was just echo from the drill, but deep down he knew better. On March 3rd, a scream echoed through the tunnel, a terrible one, described by Ted as the most horrifying noise I've ever heard. He sealed the hole with rocks and sat in silence for hours, only to return later when no threat appeared. Ted squeezed through. It was tight, arms pinned against his sides, but he pushed forward anyway. What he found on the other side stunned him. A surprisingly large chamber with a round stone leaning against the wall, and carved into the rock, hieroglyphs depicting figures around some kind of symbol. They returned again with Joe, a friend who could help interpret these strange markings. But disaster struck during their 3rd trip. Ted slammed his head on the cave wall and got concussed. Joe was left alone to explore the chamber. He didn't come out until much later, and when he did, pale and shaking with fear, he said only one thing: "I don't feel good." After that, he never spoke again. Ted and B returned once more with proper gear,